Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Really crazy.
I mean, stars aligning. But with that though, what do you think happened with Chocolate Moon that didn't, with all that backing? Was the industry shifting? Was the music shifting?
Yeah, yeah.
What was
So the industry was shifting. The record label specifically was shifting. Okay.
mm,
And so me and Benny Medina's relationship was brief. Okay. He got the deal for me. And then, we sort of parted ways almost immediately after the deal was done. Benny is like, he's not the manager who develops acts. He's the manager that takes acts that are already well established to
mm,
major, greater heights than where they are, right? So he was able to do that amazing deal for me. Then while I was signed to label, um, recording the CD and releasing 15 Minutes, which was my single,
mm,
um, um, Tone and Poke of the Trackmasters,
mm.
they came into position replacing Michael Malden, who was the senior VP of A&R. And a lot of people don't know Michael Malden is the father of Jermaine Dupri.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. He had been at Columbia
Okay.
for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So he was on his way out. Sam Sapp was on his way out. And Tone and Poke were coming in as co-VPs of A&R. And that's where I kind of got in the shuffle of, here I had like $4 million to play with. And, I spent like maybe half of that. And Tone and Poke were like, okay, Mark, we love what you're doing. And I have to kind of put something out there here, okay? The stuff that Justin Timberlake did, Bruno Mars is doing, I had that kind of music, that kind of CD
Mm,
popping off that they didn't understand. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted
yeah,
me to go real grimy and R&B with 15 Minutes, Chocolate Mood. It wasn't my first thing that I wanted to do. The CD that I wrote and recorded was so more pop and bigger to me than what this Chocolate Mood CD did. So in truth and honesty, it wasn't even a CD I wanted to do. I was following hip hop,
producers, yeah,
Tone and Poke guys who are notorious for Biggie Smalls, Nas,
yeah,
and a
yeah,
gang of people, as you know, right? So they're
yeah.
they're 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 guiding my CD. Um, and 15 Minutes was the record that did well, but they didn't know exactly what to do with me. And again, thank God, Destiny's Child, Beyonce was on the same label with me,
Yeah.
and that's when I went in to record After All Is Said and Done for the Best Man soundtrack. So I
Yeah.
got to do some things while I was there, but as I said, marketing strategies, they didn't know exactly what to do with me.
Yeah. I mean, even yeah, I mean, and I think that's always and people might think, I know that I've interviewed guys when the Uptown guys took over at Motown, when Andre Harrell went there and he had the Whitehead brothers like, well, what do we do with you guys after the
Yeah,
second album? So it is
yeah,
and it was common that during that late 90s when the labels were merging and people were coming in, it's like we didn't sign you and so we don't know what to do with you.
right.
We and if you flop, it's on us. So yeah, we're not gonna
Yeah,
put that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because they had at that time. So Tone and Pope came in. They were like, "Okay, Marc Nelson. What do we do with Marc Nelson?" But because I was like so cool and I would hang out with them and stuff, it was almost like, "Damn, we like him so much. Let's figure out what we can do." And because they let go of Kenny Lattimore, they let go of a few other people, but the main artists there who was sticking was like Maxwell,
Mm.
Destiny Child. I think those were the two that I can think of. They let go of Alicia Keys.
Oh yes, they're the ones who. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's okay. That was the time when she went to J Records because
You see what I'm saying, right? So
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, and they hung on to me, as long as they could. And then I was grateful for it. Like I said, being a sort of like a dual threat songwriter and artist at the same time, I was able to do a number of things. I got to be on tour with TLC on their last tour, fan mail tour, opened up for them in Destiny's Child, and yeah, quite a few others.
Yeah, I mean, just with the duet with Beyonce,
Mm-hmm.
could you? I mean, we see her now as as this megastar, but
Yeah,
could you see anything when you were singing with her back then? As okay,
I'm gonna tell you when they came out, Beyonce, I said she's it.
I used to, wow, back then.
When Destiny's Child came out, I said that's the one right there. You know, you never know exactly what's gonna happen, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at yeah, Beyonce, that's the one, right? So I, if you will say it caught her right at the cusp of when she was about to go, you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, how hard was the disappointment of the Columbia stuff? I mean, I'm sure, yes, you got paid well, but how
Mhm.
hard was it to put all that energy into that project and thinking, okay, the Capitol stuff, that this well, Boyz II Men, the Capitol, as yet, here I am finally, and then all of a sudden, everything just. How do you deal with that personally? Just
So um, by that time, uh, I'm seasoned.
mm,
This will be my third label, right?
yeah,
And then again, you know, I say positioning the question that way, for me, it dismisses all of the amazing things that I did throughout the journey,
yeah,
all the touring around the world, the records I'm on with Phase, writing records, producing records, all these different things,
yeah,
the experiences, with Beyonce, having the song come out, being on tour with fan mail. So I never looked at it like, oh my God, I finally, and now look what happens.
okay,
I'm more so like every moment I stick and move
mm,
and I maximize whatever opportunity is there at the time, So at that time, that's what it was. It made me rich to be able to take care of my family. Okay. So now it's like, okay, what's the next journey? And then again, this is where that circle comes back around because Boyz II Men were managed by a gentleman named Quadri, who then manages me while I'm at Columbia. And then he puts me on the tour with TLC. And, one thing leads to another to the other things that I began to do. Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. As I said, and it's not. I mean, because with some people, which is good that you could start to see the positives along the journey. And there's others of us would just think, oh man, every time I think I've got a break, it's that
Yeah.
and that was just more so seeing what state you are, because it's easy to miss all the good things and just focus on sort of because the way life is that they would forget 30 years of great work and think you just make one small mistake and that's it, off with his head.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's horrible. That to me, that's a crime, because I'm contemplating putting together my own podcast where, I get to tell these quote unquote R&B stories because I remember singing in the booth with BB Winans. Like
Wow.
I'm literally singing with BB Winans. I remember writing and singing for Howard Hewitt and James Ingram and
Hmm?
Patty Austin, and I've written for Will Downing, and there's a ton of wonderful things, that have taken place all these years. Again, not being with the guys in the beginning, but I got to sing on the stage with my guys for 8 years. You know what I'm saying? It's just like God is super good. Why would I sit here and trip off of the bad part of the journeys as if it was the bulk of it. That's
Yeah.
not even close to the case, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and I actually enjoy that part of what you're saying, because those of us who don't know you would just think, yeah, you're gonna come in and say, yeah, these guys screw me over, and that would be the bulk of it. But to see the reflection, is that's the inspiring part of it, is that actually, you know
Yeah.
what, yeah, stuff happens, but great things happen in between. And it's so easy just to forget the great things that have happened in between. And so
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you loved what you watched, there's over 100 artists that we've interviewed. So please check out the videos. Remember to like, share, how not unsubscribe. But better still, become a member of Halftime Chat and get exclusive videos ahead of time. But thanks for watching. Take care.